Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Next Level Real Talk Podcast, where we have conversations on the journey of personal transformation and the pursuit of lasting peace and happiness with Sheldon and David. And welcome back to Next Level Real Talk Podcast with another episode and a new background. So hopefully everybody likes that if you're watching this on YouTube. How's it going, David?
Yeah, doing well, doing great. Hope everybody had a great week. And yeah, we put a little sunset back there, and that's actually from one of Sheldon's flights. So hey,
Yeah.
sunsets are beautiful. I love sunsets, especially being from
Yeah.
Arizona. So
And Arizona has some of the best in the whole world, as far as I'm concerned.
mhm.
They're gorgeous there.
so
So I
a
always
little
miss those.
yeah, a little side note on that. I mean, ever since Sheldon was in the military, and he lived here, went in the military, and always came back and says Arizona has the best sunsets. And me being an
I
Arizona boy, born and raised, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh yeah,
yeah,
I've never seen other sunsets as
yeah.
much like California, that, but it's like they are. So
Ever since I left the state, I was like, "Oh my gosh,
yep,
not everybody has those the way the
yep.
way
So
Arizona does." So you
that's why I
Arizonans
appreciate.
enjoy or Southwest in general. I think New Mexico has pretty
Yeah.
beautiful ones too.
Mhm.
But you
Yeah.
guys just enjoy what you have.
After you
Um,
said that, I've learned to enjoy every sunset. I'm like,
yeah,
that might be
appreciate
one of
those
the best
moments.
ones. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. Hope everybody had a great week out there. Hope you had a good, smile-filled, happy week. And with all going on, we know it's crazy. That's kind of one of the topics we're going to talk about today: is how to be happy or do something good through all the stress and chaos of life going on.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine, and Sandra, shout out to Sandra if she listens to this. Um, she used to say years ago, she had the saying one time. She goes, "My bliss matters. My
Mhm.
bliss
Ooh,
matters. Like my happiness matters."
I like that.
And we were talking before we started recording this, about so much stuff that's going on in the world, and we've mentioned this before, right? There's a lot of intensity in the world right now, um, and in the midst of all of that, you know, can we just relax and have some fun? Can we
Hmm.
be in joy? Can we experience joy in the middle of what feels like chaos going on in the world, whether it's in your community, whether it's in your family, whether it's in the planet, the world, the country, whatever you perspective you have on that. Can you bring it all down to can I sit in the middle of my own heart space and have some fun right now and enjoy?
Hmm.
And the Course in Miracles actually talks about that particular teaching that I studied for years. Talks about all seriousness is of the ego.
Mm.
So they literally say everything that you're taking seriously is your egoic mind. Oh, right. And
Hmm.
and that the place of peace, seek first the kingdom within, right? All that place of peace is in you and it's always there. And so when you're freaking out about the outside, that's you. That's your
Hmm.
ego mind. That's not what I'm calling you to do. Right. So can you have some fun? And what do you do for fun? So um
And on real quick on that, this might come up down later, but I want to say it before I forget, because as you're saying that, um, it was weird. I was driving and there's a I don't even know what advertisement it was for. I just heard this line. I was like, I like that line. It says, "What you live, you believe." I'm like, wow. What you live, what you believe. So that's where you're coming from. Like, where are you at? That must be your topic, you know. And
yeah,
I
I
and I
like
and I
that.
and I tweaked a little bit and sent it to
Yep.
Pastor Darren. I said, yeah, what you live, you believe. And I
Yep.
said, if you believe, are you living it? To
Yeah.
give him a little something for preaching. I was like, wow, so what you're going on right now is what you believe is where
Yes.
you are. So
Yes.
that's kind of where we're kind of going from. We're hoping that we can find some, and we're not saying there's not going to be chaos, there's not going to be stress, there's not going to
Right.
be issues in the world. Because if you do
Right.
believe that, you're lying to yourself.
Right.
Um,
You're
so
repressing something
understand that.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's oppressing it all. So just understand that as that's going on, how can you find something and be
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
somewhat happiness and
Yep.
peace a little bit
Yep.
as you're going through it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
I think the first thing to kinda understand to the is like, "Hey, you know what? Is it possible?" I think that's
mhm,
part of, and that's why if you look back in the other episode about the meditation, I talk about the, like, 3-minute meditation and doing it 5 times a day. One of the things about that is it anchors in you the realization that you can find some level of peace in the midst of chaos, in the midst
mhm,
of your pain, in the midst of your emotional trauma, in the midst of whatever it is, there is you can access something. In the midst of
Mm,
all the stress of work, you can return to peace. And that's something that we all need to understand is possible, number one, because I think so many people, it's just it is what it is. The world is crazy and I'm
mhm,
gonna be stressed out. And my stress is normal. And I think that, you could even look at it as like a almost like a conspiracy theory that they've normalized stress in our lives. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like
mhm,
whoever they is, right? But it's become normalized, right? That you stress out, um, you stress eat, then you overeat or whatever, then you're, unhealthy in all these different ways, and then you're sick and all these other things happen, right? That um how do you just get in a place of relaxation is part
mhm.
of it. And then even beyond relaxation is to fun, to joy,
Yeah.
to play, to
Mhm,
lightness. And can you experience that? And if you believe that everything is energy, which I do, right? And that we have this
mhm,
energetic core, and all that energy is connected. It's all just a wave of energy that is all connected throughout the whole universe. When you raise your energy, you raise the vibration of of the whole universe. That's kind of what they
mhm,
talk about. That's this on a spiritual level. Like it's like what you bring, you when you bring joy, is you're literally radiating that joy into the entire universe. So there's no
mhm.
higher thing you could do spiritually than to connect to your own joy.
Yeah,
you know,
and going very basic, and this is going way back, and you guys all know my story. Sheldon was talking those 3 minute, quick minute, meditations. Me in between classes when I was going through, the divorce, and then just the stress of school because everything was just my brain was going too fast. Um, it wasn't that I couldn't function; it was just my brain was going, it was firing too fast.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
doing those meditations, it wasn't quote unquote, oh, this is where my happy place is, just going like going golfing or going this
right.
or doing that. No, this is a quick minute meditation. 1 minute is what I did. But that allowed me to kind of have that calm, happy place.
Was it like a
And so
little bit
then,
of a reset, right?
yeah,
Didn't
total
didn't make
recharge
it
right
all
there.
go away, but it resets you a little bit,
Mm-mm.
right?
And
And
allowed me to get through and actually, like when I was teaching, to be able to teach on the good level.
yeah.
It's like it allows you to do, okay, I can get through this. Okay, yeah,
Mhm,
that's still there.
mhm.
But, oh, I could do this for a little bit. Okay,
Yeah,
oh, do this. Okay, do
yeah,
this for a little bit.
yeah.
So we'll keep that. I just want to do that just a little bit. So it doesn't have to be like, okay, I need to get out and golf to get rid of what was going on. No, I need to take a 1 minute meditation just to calm myself down.
Yeah,
And it was kind of a happy place because it was
yeah,
calm.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it literally became a happy place. It's
A
like,
little
oh
bit of a
man.
relief,
I,
right? It's like a
yeah,
respite from all the craziness that
yeah,
you're experiencing. And
exactly.
then so that's like the baseline of getting to a place of peace, right? And then can you get to a place of joy, which is almost a little bit deeper than that, right? Which
Hmm.
is fun, right? What do you do for fun? And I like to tell, the story. Hopefully Jacqueline doesn't mind. But she went to a person who was a type of healer. I forget. He worked with your body and he was doing some analysis of her. And I think the best way to say it was he's very intuitive. So he kind of was talking to her, and one of the things he said was, "What do you do for fun?" And she couldn't answer him. She
Mm,
could not answer him. She's like, "Oh, I
wow.
read and I study and I do this and I'm working on healing and da 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 and processing certain things and everything was kind of like spiritual work in a way, And
Uh-huh.
it's like that's what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking.
Mm,
What do you do for fun? Just for fun, for no reason. Like, it's not
mhm.
a workout to self-improve my body, and it's not,
Yeah.
I'm learning how to play an instrument so I can, do this or what, just no, what do you just do for fun? Just for
Mhm.
shits and giggles kind of thing. And she couldn't answer him. And I think a lot of us probably have that where, it's like, what do you do for no real reason, but because it brings you some joy,
Mhm.
you know? And
Wow.
it doesn't have to be complicated or a big deal, you know? Like, I
Mhm.
get a lot of joy out of making a cup of coffee in my espresso machine. Like, I literally
Mhm.
like, when I come home, it's, like, literally one of the first things I'll do is make my own coffee because I don't know, I like the grinding and this, the
Mhm.
whole process of processing the pot. I like that.
It's
It
it because you're creating something, so your mind's, like, enjoying, like, "Ooh,
yeah,
this 1, the smell of the coffee,
yeah,
2, your hands are working, 2, you create." And by the way, when he creates, he makes his little hearts and does all that kinda stuff,
yeah,
just so you
yeah,
know, we're not
yeah.
digital. So that's
Yeah,
like an art for you. You're
yeah,
doing something that you enjoy and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I've gotten into all kinds of weird little things like that, like baking bread,
mhm.
um, sharpening my knives. I got
Mhm,
whetstones and I got diamond stones, and I like to sharpen the knife, and it's like there's something very meditative, but it's kind of fun. Like, I just get a kick out of it.
mhm,
I'm not, a
yeah.
big hunter dude with a million knives and stuff like that. I just like sharpening knives.
That's funny.
It's goofy, right? You can call it
Yeah,
whatever, but, what is so I guess I'm saying that because it doesn't have to be like a sport or something
mhm.
that, you're necessarily but, what do you do
What
that's just relaxing and fun for
Yeah,
you?
what makes you happy inside
Yeah, yeah,
doing it? Yeah,
yeah,
like you're talking about Jacqueline, yeah, she's reading because when you said reading, I go, well, reading's good, but
yeah.
she's reading some books that are deep, intense, and
Like,
trying to,
so
okay, I'm gonna do this,
yeah,
this. But
yeah.
if you're reading,
A novel.
a novel, a fantasy, a romance,
Yeah,
science fiction, okay, oh, this is kind of good. If you like reading, that's a great escape to get you
yeah,
away from things.
yeah,
I mean,
and it's
I
just
I don't like to use the word escape. Sorry, that's a great joy for you.
pastime,
You know,
yeah.
the pastime. And as Sheldon and I talk about this, understand we're not saying suppress anything that's going on that's stressful or chaotic
Mhm,
right now. It's
mhm.
like you just got to find a spot to find, okay, I'm getting too deep into this, and you get down that rabbit hole, you can't get out. I need to stop and have some fun.
Yeah,
What is my fun? To me, I'll go golf. I mean, in the moment, I mean, obviously, you have to plan ahead on that one. Um, but what's something around the house that I like to do? Got to find it. Or what's something do I want to just up and go to a movie real quick?
yep,
Just drive over. If that's what makes you get away from life, then get away from it.
yep,
Or like you're saying, make a cup of coffee because it's not like the Keurig, he doesn't have the cups, guys. So he
yeah,
does the whole process. So
yeah.
it's like that's a whole different world. But do something that kind of, it's not go, I'm gonna do this because I want to get rid of that in my thoughts. No,
Yeah,
that's not what
yeah,
you're supposed to be doing because you're
yeah,
suppressing that.
yeah,
That is still there.
yeah,
Accept that that is there. But find something to rather than keep yourself in the negativity, in that chaos, in that stress, to find something to make you smile and just say, hey, life is okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna get through this. This is some good stuff that I like to do. Because we
Yes,
tend to forget to do the good stuff. And we just
yes.
stop
And
and we dwell on that chaos and stressful situation.
and, another thing Jacqueline does like to do is, like, doing flowers, arranging
Hmm.
flowers, right? She so there's this idea of beauty too, it's just coming
Hmm.
into my head, right? It's joy and beauty and, bringing that energy of beauty into I think it's something that women are better at than men and as a stereotype, right? But,
Hmm.
you know, she's like decorated her house and made it beautiful. And I'll come
Hmm.
home and just go, "Thank you for, what you've done here," because it's
Yeah.
nice. But as a dude, as much as I appreciate it, if I were by myself, it wouldn't look anywhere close to what it looks like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep.
Dave, I'm sure your place is nice, Dave. But you know what I mean? It would be,
Nope.
there's levels to that game of beauty, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? And
Yeah.
making the place beautiful, making, something like
Yep.
arranging the flowers. Why? Oh, because it brings joy to my heart, makes the
Yeah.
beauty that makes me feel good.
Mhm.
Those kinds of things. That's something she definitely loves to do. Um, so there are simple little things that we can do that make us feel better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
We
and
just
that
need to and we need to sit down and figure out what that is.
yeah,
And
it's
that's
worth
something to do now. Okay, well,
yeah,
like I'm gonna, I'm going as we've been talking about this morning. I'm going like, oh, what do I do? Other than golf, what am I doing for fun? I have to think that through and go because when it does get stressful, what do I want to go do real quick?
yeah,
Just to calm that down, go do it, and then come back. It may be in the middle of work.
yeah,
Okay, you may have to take. Maybe okay. I'm gonna take a walk around campus. Boom.
but
Okay, just kind of let myself and kind of
yeah,
listen to the music is what I need
yeah,
to do. Is going to calm me down. Listen to music, come back. Chaos is still there.
yeah,
It's not gone.
yeah,
And then continue on. At least you've had that chance to recharge yourself.
yeah,
You know.
yes.
So.
And so the idea of fun. There was a teacher that I knew and had, and his whole thing was putting a clown nose on your face, like a red
Oh.
dot, the red styrofoam clown
Uh
nose,
huh.
and he would hand them out in this workshop, and you had to go around and talk to people with a clown nose on. And he would say that one of the things he would counsel couples whenever you get in an argument, put the clown nose on and try to continue your argument.
Oh my
and
gosh.
and he would make his like people that he was working with wear the clown nose 24/7. Like go out shopping,
Oh really?
go to wearing your clown nose. You know
Oh
what I mean?
wow.
And it kind of like messes with your ego. You know,
Uh huh. Oh,
like
big time. Walking
I
into a store with your
I
Yeah.
look cool and I'm this or I'm, whatever, fashionista or I'm this, and now you got a clown nose on. It disrupts all of that. How you
Mhm.
look at yourself, right? And it, in that idea of all, seriousness is of the ego, right? It's, your egoic mind. Well, you're messing with that directly by putting this clown nose on your face.
And by the way, you see it the whole time because 'cause they're right there,
Yeah, you
you
can't
know?
not see it, right? So, I've played around with that. Jacqueline and I played around with that a little bit. It's fun and light, but it's meant to just sort of, like, connect to that lighthearted energy, of life, which is lightness, right? And that whole idea of worry, we were talking also about, um, that worry doesn't do anything for you, right?
Mhm.
And then even in the Bible, it was quoted, right, that, "What does worry do to add any time to your life?" What is the quote?
Yeah, so we were looking a little bit at that in Matthew and Luke, actually. Luke 12:25 and Matthew 6:27, say the exact same thing. And it says I'm just gonna read off my paper. Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? That was a
Yeah,
question. Obviously, there's stuff before and after that,
yeah,
but as he's talking about you're worried about all this stuff, these
yeah,
little things. You're worried about
yeah,
these little things and these
yeah,
big things. But is that going to add one moment to your life?
yeah,
Yes, it's there. Yes, you need food. Yes, you need clothes. Yes, you need this. But if you spend all your day worrying about it, is that
yeah,
going to add one moment to your life?
yeah,
That's straight from the Bible.
yeah. So,
So,
yeah, it doesn't, and it makes you less effective, and that's what, the whole meditation thing is, the worry just messes your brain up, and then you're not thinking clearly. So on a
mhm,
practical, pragmatic level, um, it doesn't help, but also on a kind of a deeply spiritual level, it's not necessary either, right? So how do you, and one of the ways to sort of let go or the idea of giving yourself permission to have fun. I think that's another
mhm,
thing mentally is like giving yourself a mental, like it's okay for me to have fun. When I do the
yeah,
meditation and I guide people through it, one of the things I say, hey, give yourself permission to just be here right
yeah.
now,
Mhm.
right?
And and to add on, okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go one more verse a little bit down. It was Matthew. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see exactly. Matthew 6:34, just down from what we read, said, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries." And that's what you're talking about. It's like, yes, that's there. We
Mhm.
can't focus so much on the future because that's future tripping.
Yeah,
Yes, it's going to come up. We got to plan. We got to do stuff, but we have to allow ourselves to stop and think about what's happening right now, what's happening
yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Okay.
your
And get
presence.
ourselves your
Yeah.
presence. Yep.
Your presence
So,
in the actual moment,
mhm,
actually makes you more effective in that moment. So, if you're actually
exactly.
trying to move and act in something, you'll actually be better being present in the moment, right?
Mhm,
You'll see clearer. Um, but then yeah, so then this whole idea of relaxing into that moment, accepting where you are, and then having some fun and figuring it
mhm,
out. And one of the things the better you get at this, I think, the more that you will find that moments are funny in this weird way. Like, you can laugh
mhm,
at more stuff. The more relaxed you get into the present
mhm,
moment, the more you can accept what is, the more that you practice connecting into your heart space, right? They always say that the journey from the head to the heart is the longest journey you'll ever take, right? Is this
mhm,
ability to get out of the mind and into the heart space, and relaxing into that heart space, um, connects you to a place of joy and lightness. The energy is light. That energy is
mhm,
serious. You're in your head almost for sure, right? So that's that whole idea. All seriousness is of the ego. So the more that you can relax and get into your heart, you will feel that lightness of presence. And that's why, if you ever watch a Dalai Lama talk, that dude's cracking up and giggling all the time, like all the
mhm,
time. He's laughing all the time. And they say the Buddha, what did he do when he was enlightened? Laugh for 2 weeks. Like he just cracked up.
mhm.
Like the whole thing's a big cosmic, play kind of thing. Um, but there's this energy of joy, right? And so taking some time to get serious,
Yeah.
here we go, to get serious about your joy and your happiness, but to giving yourself
Mhm.
permission, I think would be to say, to have
Yeah.
fun. To what is it that brings you some joy? What is it that you do for fun just because there's no reason? I like doing crochet and macrame, not because I'm trying to start a side hustle business and I'm going to sell it,
No.
but because it's
Mhm.
beautiful and I like
Yeah.
what I'm doing and it
It
makes
helps
me,
me relax.
and it
Yeah.
helps me relax and I have fun doing it. And I think the thing I crochet is beautiful. And that's all that matters. Right.
Yeah.
And
And the big thing is as you as you're in this moment of chaos, stress, or whatever's going on in life, you're like, I'm gonna take some moments just to recharge and do something I want to do, have fun.
Mhm.
Because we get to that point, all of a sudden, there's weekends I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't done anything I want to do myself all week long.
Yeah.
Which is not a negative thing. It's just I got to be doing a lot of things, and all
Yep.
of a sudden I got overstressed. So I needed to
Yes.
stop and think about me. But here's another tool, not a tool, another thing not to do. I hate to say it that way. If you're in a stressful situation, don't go at the other person or people and say, "Stop! I'm not going to do it. I got to go find stuff for me and leave." Just
Yeah.
say, I got to get through this situation, and or just say, "Hey guys, I need to take a few moments. I need to go do something real quick. Let me take a break because this is getting too stressful. Let's
Mhm.
both go other separate ways or whatever your situation is." And if it's just you dealing with the situation, um, then say, okay, give yourself permission. Say, I'm going to walk away from this for a few minutes. I need to get away because my brain's thinking too hard. Let's just go have some fun because that's recharging your brain. It's almost a small meditation, but you're doing something that you like to do. And no matter what it is, just go and say, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to have some fun.
Beautiful.
And you have to talk yourself into that because we get stuck into, like when I was going through the divorce, I could have sat there and just said, I'm miserable because guess what? Everybody said, like, yeah, I get it. He's going through divorce. Let him go. Let
Yep.
him go. Let him go. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to work on this, wind up working on me. And that's what you have to do. So understand that. Don't go at somebody to say, I need a break. Just say, hey, can we just take a break for a minute? I need to go find just to relax a minute.
Yep.
And I think they would respect that. And maybe you can encourage them. Hey, just go find what you want to do.
Mhm.
Or usually it's more of a situation in yourself and chaos of the world, which we're in the middle of. People, we understand that, and we could get caught up. Okay, we could go on political sides and get caught up and be stuck in that. um, and if you are going that way, just find it talk, hey, I'm getting too deep into this. It's okay to be where you are, whether you're right or left, middle, wherever you are. But if that's all you're thinking and it's going down a real negative situation, then you're gonna say, "Hey, I still got to find some stuff for me." I mean, negative for you. Okay, if it's like it's putting you in bad spots and situations, you just say, "Hey, I need to find some happy moments for me," rather than be stuck,
Mhm.
okay, and sad and angered the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
Think finding the beauty and finding the joy and finding the happiness can unstick you, right?
yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like it's but it's giving yourself permission to pay attention to that. I think that's the
yeah,
key of this whole thing is giving yourself permission to have some fun,
yeah.
you know? Yeah.
And we're definitely, as we said before, we're not saying it's going to be smiles. Oh, just
Right.
suppress it and say I'm just the happiest person in the
Yeah.
world, even though
Yeah.
this is going on. No, because it happens, and you have to let that be and express it and come out, um, and because that's who we are. Okay, you're going through it, but you got to make sure you have those fun moments too, and let people know you can smile.
Yeah. Yep.
And they respect the frowns because
Yep.
that's all of us. Okay,
Yep.
and as I keep thinking of things, and if you see someone going through that, ask them, hey, can I help you? Hey, find out how they can smile.
Yep.
Say, hey, what do you want to go do? Let's go do something.
Yep.
I see you're going down a bad road right now. Let's just try and
Yep.
forget about that. Let's go over here.
Yep.
You know, so that's how you can be a supporter of somebody.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
the
feel like that's it. Is that it?
I think that's great. I think it went really
Short,
good.
sweet.
The Yeah. So we gave you a couple Bible verses. There you go. There you go. Get a
Threw that
kick
in
this
there
week.
too.
Oh yeah, baby. I like what you said about what your friend said. My bliss matters.
Yeah.
Heck, that might be
Sandra,
a
she
title.
said
I
that
know. Yeah.
15 long time ago, and it just
You
always
know.
stuck in my head.
That might be the title. Your bliss matters.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and what you like is what you believe, what you're doing. So kind of think about that as you're going through your days,
Mhm.
going like, okay, here I am stuck in this, stressful situation at work, in family, okay, in my rural life, whatever it is. We're gonna have them, finances, family, work. You're gonna have those stresses, but you got to live that because that's your life. But also live what you believe in happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of pull that out.
Yep.
And your homework for the week is going to be just list a few things
Yeah.
that you could do
Yeah.
that are easy, okay, or maybe big. And I mean, like I said, I love to go golf. It's kind of relaxing sometimes if I hit the ball right. But um,
I was gonna
the
say that could be the most
yeah,
stressful fun
just
ever, right?
yeah,
The most
yeah.
aggravating.
So I'll have a story on that one in a minute. Yeah. So like, just list something that makes you happy. It could be going to golf. Okay, I got to make an appointment to go golf. Okay, or is it just sitting down, crocheting, doing flowers, making coffee? What is that? list them.
Yep.
Okay, list them now and think about it because it is kind of a hard thing. As I'm thinking, I'm like,
Yeah.
what does make me happy?
Yeah.
So make it so that going back when things start happening, like, oh, I can do this, this, and this real
Yep.
quick, or
And
something
giving
just to give me
yourself the
happiness.
time and permission to do those things, pursue those things,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Pursuing your happiness for fun, just for fun's
Hmm.
sake, not again, I don't have an agenda behind it other than this brings me joy, makes me feel
Yep.
good, you know? Um,
Yeah.
what are those things? Because I think if you spend some time trying to figure that out, you find out that you don't have that as much as you think. Like
Yeah.
people don't do that. And
Hmm.
it's worth, your bliss matters. It's worth having, it's worth spending some time to contemplate that and to sit with that and to connect to that energy for yourself.
Exactly. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
go off of you're talking about golf sometimes makes you, it depends on how you're golfing. So yesterday, Glenn and I were golfing, Glenn Coy, shout out Glenn. We were golfing. We always go golfing a pair, and we always meet up with two other people who we don't never know. Met two people from Minnesota, so snowbirds. We're going, hey, what's up? We had a fun time. Um, and I'm golfing and I'm hitting, and usually I'll hit this way and it'll angle a little bit. Okay, got a little curve to it, a little, and I'm like, okay, little slice. But yesterday I would hit it, go, it was gone. I'm like, what in the world? And Glenn's like, you've never hit it though. I don't know. And so I could have gotten upset. So, you know what? I quit. I'm not doing this because every time I teed off, it was like, I mean, it wasn't even there in there. It was just like, whoop. Like I was angling that way. So why am I hitting that way? I don't know. The whole day, sometimes I get some good shots and
Yeah.
I'm just like, instead of going like, I'm like, "Oh, well,
You're
okay.
playing the slice now.
Yeah, I'm like, if and I made the quote to the guys from Minnesota. I said, I was gonna go, if the PGA's out here trying to score me right now, that's their problem because I'm not trying to get in PGA, obviously. So it's just, and you have to have that even in your fun stuff. Sometimes many things may not be right. You got to be able to just
Laugh about it.
laugh about it. It's okay.
Yeah.
I sucked.
Yeah.
It sucks going. You got two new people you don't even know. You're like, God, I suck.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, by the way, I suck. And they had their issues too. They went. We're all
Yeah.
four of us were like, "What the heck is going on
Spraying
today?"
all over the place.
so, so we're all having fun with it.
It's beautiful.
so, but one of the guys he had a ball. We're like, uh oh, when it was going towards the house,
Yeah.
and it went thunk thunk bonk. Like, oh, that was a three brainer. Bonk bonk bonk. It wasn't a kish, it was a
Yeah.
gunk, gunk, bonk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whew, that's easy.
That was a roof. That was a
So
roof,
you
not
got
a window.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so go out and make that list. Kind of find those little things that do make you happy.
Yeah.
Okay, and all that, and understand you will have that stress. We'll all have it. Just find something to counteract it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that we're kind of having good parts of life,
Your bliss
and
matters. It's worth
yep,
your time to contemplate it and to pursue it,
hmm,
right?
yep,
Consciously, to take some time to have some
yeah,
fun.
so that you can have that smile on. There
Keep
we
that
go. So
smile
your
on.
dog
Yeah.
smiles.
I knew we were going there. I was like, "This is perfect."
So, yeah, you guys have a good week. Share this with your friends, like us, add comments, whatever it is, and we'd love to hear comments from y'all. And we look forward to talking to you and see you next week.
Take care.